Okay, let's continue.
Number 36. Wing Commander Classic Collection.
Wow, a 2D flight sim? Is that even possible? Well, yes, it is very possible, and Wing Commander 1 and 2 are the very proof of that. These games are, to my knowledge, the only 2D flight simulators in existence, and these games are just fucking epic. You take to the stars in a bunch of your favorite Confederate ships, and the main goal of the game? To kick some Kilrathi ass. There are multiple new ships for both the Kilrathi and the Confederation in Wing Commander 2, and the Rapier is back from Wing Commander 1, but upgraded and better than ever. This game is how you'd expect from a flight simulator, except that you can actually fly with the mouse, which is pretty useful if you ask me. And for you boys on Mac that have an ancient Macintosh from the Stone Age, you guys got Super Wing Commander to play, and wow does this game kick ass on Mac. Too bad it was never ported to the PC, but either way, low-spec PCs and low-spec Macs will run these games absolutely fine. And you fly boys out there are gonna love these games.
Number 37. Jagged Alliance Classic Collection.
Once again, yet another series that not many people know about. Jagged Alliance is pretty much if Fallout had sex with XCOM and had a baby. This is the outcome. It mixes gameplay elements from both turn-based and real-time styles to create a unique type of combat system. This game's story is very well told, but so that I don't piss people off, I won't reveal anything about the story. But I will say this though, the storyline in this game is non-linear, and you can play it in any order you want. In each day of this game, you start off in your room, and from there it's kind of like an option screen. You can load and save the game, change game settings, hire new mercenaries, or sleep until the next day. The freedom of action in this game is fabulous for a classic game. On the tactical screen, after you pick what mercenaries you want and equip them with what weapons you want them to have, you go into turn-based combat from an overhead perspective, and the way the combat works is through a series of sectors. If you move your guy into an enemy sector, that will initiate combat once players and enemies are in the same sector. The open world in this game is very detailed, not to mention the AI is also quite challenging. Jagged Alliance 2, however, takes everything that Jagged Alliance 1 offered and just triplifies it completely. Gives the game a complete graphic overhaul and revamps the gameplay completely, making it double the fun. You'll feel like you're playing a mix of XCOM Apocalypse and Fallout Tactics with Jagged Alliance 2, and a very good hybrid if I must say. If you want another strategy RPG game to play besides XCOM and Fallout that won't kill your PC, here you go.
Number 38. Nintendo 2D Collection.
You hardcore fans of Mega Man out there are gonna love this one. Remember Paper Mario? Well, you could call this Paper Mega Man pretty much. Mega Man 2.5D is exactly what it says it is. Mega Man in 2.5D graphics. 3D environments, but with 2D sprites and enemies. Everything you love about Mega Man is still here and made even better. The 3D environments are simply awesome and really make the gameplay much more varied as to what sorts of paths you have to take to beat a level. In addition, this game also has co-op, where the second player plays as Proto Man and can help the first player out with achieving goals in a level that is hard for one player to accomplish all by themselves. This game actually recently just came out and is looking better and better with each trailer. You Mega Man fanatics just have to give this game a try. Being only a 16-bit 3D game, this game will go easy on your horrible graphics card. Also, in case you guys didn't know this, Mega Man X was actually ported to the PC as well, so if you want some 2D side-scrolling goodness of Mega Man on your PC, check out Mega Man's X1 through X6. Those will definitely keep you satisfied. Secondly is for you Metroid fans out there who always wanted a Metroid game to play on PC. Well, you have two options. The first one being Super Metroid, originally released on SNES, but then ported to the PC shortly after. If you're a Metroid fan and have played Super Metroid in the past on the SNES, then you know just how awesome this game is already. Well, now that you know, you can have that awesomeness on the PC as well. The second option you guys have is another game called Metroid Confrontation, which is a next-gen remake of Metroid 2 created by the fans themselves, and holy god, does this game look amazing. It pretty much turns it into Super Metroid's graphics and totally revamps the gameplay to be way more fun and challenging. Lastly, for you Contra fans out there, have you always wondered if there was a Contra game ever ported to the PC? Well, guess what? There was, in fact, a Contra game that was ported to the PC. Super C, also known as Super Contra, is an actual Contra game that was ported from the SNES to the PC. So, for all you Contra fans out there with ass PCs, here you go. Perfect match for you. Thank you, Nintendo. Nintendo for giving us some kick-ass games to play on PC and inspiring the fans to make their own as well. Fuck what people say about the Wii. I completely support it, and if anybody has a problem with that, you can suck my ass. You know why? This is why. Mobile Suit Gundam MS Front 0079 for the win, motherfucker!
Number 39. Commandos Classic Collection.
Here we have a very underlooked real-time tactical classic game saga right here. The classic Commandos games are both fucking awesome, so let's talk about them a little bit, shall we? First, we have Commandos Behind Enemy Lines, the one that started it all. This game is not the type of strategy game that you mainstream gamers are thinking of, as there is no base building with this game whatsoever. This game has a 20-mission-long campaign where the only units you have at your disposal are your 6 Commandos. The Green Beret, which is mainly a multi-purpose unit. He is equipped with a combat knife, which he can use to assassinate guards from behind, a pistol for self-defense, a climbing axe which gives him the ability to climb over walls with, and an acoustic decoy which makes a really loud noise that it attracts enemy guards with. The Driver, which is the only unit that can drive vehicles and operate weapons such as AT cannons and tanks, and is equipped with a first aid kit, a submachine gun, and a pistol. The Marine, which can not only deploy a life raft to traverse your men through watery terrain, but he can also swim underwater to sneak past guards undetected, and is equipped with a harpoon gun, a pistol, and a knife. The Sapper, which is pretty much the technical unit of your squad, which he specializes in explosive, bombs, and wire cutting, and is also equipped with a pistol, a bear trap, and grenades as well. The Sniper, which as you'd expect has a sniper rifle that could shoot enemies from very far away, and also has a first aid kit and a pistol for self-defense. And lastly, the Spy, which can disguise himself as an enemy, giving him the ability to distract guards and walk right into enemy bases without anybody suspecting him of being an enemy. Instead of a knife, though, he's equipped with a poison syringe to quietly assassinate people without leaving a pool of blood behind. And of course, he has a pistol and first aid kit as well. Overall, though, this game is not the run and gun type and requires extreme tactical precision to finish a mission properly. If you lose one of your guys in battle, he is gone for the whole mission and cannot be brought back, so that could hamper your mission big time. So don't fuck around out there. This game is also extremely realistic. For example, if one of your men is spotted by one or more Nazi soldiers, the Nazi soldiers will not open fire right away. Instead, they will draw their guns on you and wait for a response from your end. If you shoot at them, they will shoot back at you. If not, they will hold fire until their commanding officer comes over to capture your men and take them to their jail cell. If there is no commanding officer in the area, they will continue to hold your men up at gunpoint to prevent them from doing anything unless you tell them to. However, doing this might provoke a response from the soldiers that are aiming their guns at you. Nazi soldiers react exactly how they should. They respond to noise in a very realistic way, and if they notice a dead body lying on the ground, they will come over to investigate it. And the only time they will automatically open fire on your men is if somebody activates the base alarm and alerts the entire base to your presence. Only then will they automatically open fire on your men on sight, since they already know you're there. Activating the base alarm is also bad for you in another way, because when that happens, men will start pouring out of the buildings and tents around the base and will make your mission a lot more harder, so try not to let that happen if you can. By clicking on Nazi soldiers, you can see which direction they're looking in and just how big their field of view is. As long as you stay out of their field of view, the Nazi soldiers will not notice you, unless, of course, you make a noise of some kind or leave a dead body right where they're looking. Then they will come over to investigate it, which will probably give away your position. This is very useful and quite fair for the player, since the game itself is quite difficult, as mentioned before. Secondly, we have Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty, which is a standalone expansion pack for Behind Enemy Lines. Gameplay is not too much different for Behind Enemy Lines, except that there's a new unit to your squad, which is the Seductress, which is kind of like having a second spy in your squad, except with different abilities. This game also has a little more polished gameplay all around. But as Behind Enemy Lines was, this game still requires tactics and precision to get the job done. So like I said, there is no fucking around with this game. But regardless, your PC will be running smooth and silent with this game, and you will love how epic this game is yourself. Definitely give it a try.
And last but not least, number 40. Warhammer 40,000 Classic Collection.
Warhammer 40,000, one of the most epic sci-fi franchises ever. After all, Warhammer 40,000 is what inspired StarCraft, for God's sake. So don't think that just because your video card is heinously anus means that you can miss out on anything from Warhammer 40k on the PC, because you don't have to miss out on a damn thing. The first game we have here is Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate. This game is pretty much like XCOM, but with a Warhammer 40k twist into it, and given bits and pieces of Fallout Tactics in there as well. Combat in this game is completely turn-based, recreated in a similar way to that of the game series Front Mission. Each unit has a set number of action points which you can use to tell your units what to do, whether it be attacking, using a special weapon, or moving from place to place. You play as the Ultramarines, which by the way are my personal favorite Space Marine chapter, fighting against the Chaos Space Marine chapter known as the Word Bearers. And after each battle, your units will gain experience points, which once they gain enough of them, they will level up, becoming stronger and unlocking new gear to be equipped with. This game is one hell of a turn-based strategy RPG for you 40k fans to get your fix off of. Secondly, we have yet another turn-based strategy RPG called Warhammer 40,000 Rights of War. This game is pretty much a Warhammer 40k version of the other hit game Panzer General 2 and 3, which by the way, those games are awesome too. Check those out while you're at it. Unlike Chaos Gate, where you mainly play as the Space Marines, in this game you mainly play as the Eldar. There are three armies in Rights of War, being the Eldar, Tyranids, and Imperium. Imperium, of course, consisting of Space Marines and Imperial Guard, which by the way, this game does have online multiplayer if you guys ever want to play with your friends with this game as well. Definitely check this game out if you like turn-based strategy RPGs like Chaos Gate. Next, we have the game Space Hulk, which is a very interesting Warhammer 40,000 game. It's kind of like a hybrid of a first-person shooter merged with a turn-based strategy RPG, such as Doom RPG, a game for mobile phones. In this game, you're the Space Marines, outfitted with Terminator armor, sent to exterminate a Tyranid infestation on a Space Hulk. When you move your men around, you see what each of your units is seeing on multiple screens indicating each of your units. When you tell your units to move, you see them walk forward, left, and right on the camera of the unit you told to move. But if an enemy happens to pop up on one of the screens, it's going to be your job to aim and shoot at them. Make sure you monitor all your units carefully, because you don't know what's going to happen. You could be looking at one screen and something else could be happening on one of your other guys' cameras. This game's atmosphere is very suspenseful and will keep you on the edge of your seat the entire time, because you have no idea when the hell a Tyranid Gene Stealer could randomly pop up in your fucking face and scare the living shit out of you. The AI for the Gene Stealers is extremely smart, and they will find ways to sneak up on you and attack you while you're off guard. So stay alert with this game at all times. This game will definitely take you for a ride, so definitely try this game if you're a Space Marine fanatic like I am. And lastly, we got a more bigger turn-based strategy RPG out there called Final Liberation. This game is exactly like what it was based off of. Fucking epic. This game was based off of the variant of the Warhammer 40,000 board game called Epic 40,000, and there are two races in this game, Imperium and Orcs. Of course, Imperium being Space Marines and Imperial Guard. And since this is based off of Epic 40,000, you are authorized to play with the biggest toys from both sides, being Warlord Titans and Great Gargants. No matter what the situation, you can equip your armies with massive numbers in this game. There are two modes in this game by default, Campaign and Skirmish, but you can also play online via LAN and internet play as well. If you love Chaos Gate and Rights of War, and also love epic Warhammer 40k battles, this game is perfect for you. Now, unless I clear this up, I'm probably gonna get spammed with mails such as, Lucky Modder, what about a real-time strategy game out there? There's gotta be one for us Warhammer 40k fans out there with low-spec PCs. Come on, tell us. Well, you ever hear of the game Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War or Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 2, the most recent Warhammer RTS games out there? If you have, you probably always wanted to play them, but your PC kept holding you back. Well, if you always wanted to play those two, well, keep watching. You guys asked for it, and I'm showing you it. This is Warhammer 40k Red Alert, a mod for Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 that completely revamps the game into a Warhammer 40k RTS game. In this mod, you have three playable races to choose from: the Space Marines, the Imperial Guard, and the Chaos Space Marines. Not much, but it's enough to keep you RTS fanboys very comfortable. Gameplay almost identical to that of Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 1, except minus the melee combat, but either way, this is a perfect RTS game for you Warhammer 40k 40k fans out there with ass PCs. All of these games are must-haves for you Warhammer 40k fanatics out there who have PCs that were shattered out of Nurgle's big fat fucking asshole, and these will run beautifully on them. So enjoy, and may the Emperor protect you in battle, brothers. Okay, I know I said it was going to be the last part, but apparently not. I actually have a lot more in store to show than I thought. I underestimated myself. So, let's continue. Click the easy button and move on.